I could probably start a podcast someplace, and just, inspire other people and connect and, gives people something to listen to. But I thought it'd just be nice to kind of document and kind of journal what I'm up to and where I'm at. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this week.
Oh, that sounds exciting. I mean, that's a lot to tackle at once, both the 100 days and the 3-year path course. So that's going to be exciting and fun and challenging and
Yeah, all of that at the same time.
all of that at the same time, for sure. Well, welcome to the Asia Pacific call on January the 28th, 2022. I'm Carol Ray from Taylor, Texas, and this is something we've been doing. It was a year in September. We started after one of the miracle experiment games and decided we didn't want to stop. So we continue to meet at this time and share what's going on in our lives. We do a couple of marmas to go from our head to our heart. We typically do a little breath work. And we connect. This is like a family. And I'm so glad you're here with us this evening. So don't hesitate to ask questions as we go along. And welcome. I see Belle has come in, and always good to see Miss Callie there. We've been having some chats today, haven't we? And is it Maurette, or how do you say your name, Maurette? Yeah. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And if people in the chat would put where you're from, just since we are an international group, that would be fantastic. And I'm going to do a couple of marmas. Jayna's coming in the house. I'll let Jayna in. And then we kind of have make it a little interesting when we do our marmas if we do them in different languages. So I'm going to ask Jayna and Nahel and Aparna and Sharmini and anybody else want to volunteer to do in your language of your choice. You only have to count to 6. Anybody? Okay, Belle, I'm picking on you. So Belle, you can do the do one too. So the first one that we're going to do, I'm doing the repeat of the ones that are kind of core, that these things are the ones that always come up that somebody's looking for and needing. This one is for letting go of ego, fear, and the right one is also self-love, which is super important. But what keeps us from self-love? Ego, fear. So we're going to do our ears 6 times in Aparna. I'll start with you if you can unmute yourself.
Okay, I guess that's the need of the hour, self-love. So here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was Hindi.
Thank you so much. And Sharmini, can you do the head squeeze, pointing your third fingers almost touching, stretch out your hands so that your thumbs and your little fingers get as wide away from as possible. And Sharmini.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was in Malay.
Awesome. You're going to turn the other way and you can pick another one or do the same.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was in Tamil.
Oh, how exciting. Thank you. I don't know that at all. So that's very much fun. Let's see. Nahel, can you do you know how to do Dr. Giovanni style where you blow your finger away and you bring it back with the inhale?
Is that with it? That's with the breath, isn't it? And we're doing
third
eye, right?
Focus. Yeah, for focus, right at on the third eye. Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that was fun. What was that?
That was Gujarati.
Gujarati. Excellent.
So,
but your name isn't Patel. Everybody I know from Gujarati owns a hotel and their name is Patel.
So
Carol,
I don't know.
A little more clarification about that one. So do you start with your finger on your third eye and blow it away?
Yes.
with the one and then back and then two, like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're blowing your hand away and you inhale it back. Yeah, just like that.
That's great.
Yeah. Jayna, are you there?
I said tickle dogs.
Oh. Can you do the presence marma for us in your choice of languages?
Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs.
Thank you. Excellent. And Belle, we're going to do the letting go on the left hand in the fatty part of the thumb with your, like that. Go ahead.
Okay. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
Bravo. Oh, no. Muy bueno. Muy bueno. Muy bueno. Lo siento, no entiendo. No, I can't even think how to. I used to could speak a little bit of Spanish just to say that you need to slow down because I don't speak very well. Lo siento.
That was fun.
No
That was
entiendo.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, we have, yeah, it's fun stuff. Kuber isn't here to lead our breath work. Cornelia, would you mind coming on camera and doing the breathing Kuber style with the belly and the chest? Would you, if you can? Or maybe she can't. She was doing some other stuff. Okay, I'll do it then. So the idea of this is fill your belly first as you inhale, and then fill your lungs. And when you exhale, reverse it. Exhale through your lungs first, and then exhale through your body. Oh, Buster, I swear. Okay, starting with inhale to your belly, and then the chest, and exhale, chest, exhale, belly. Inhale through your belly. Inhale through your chest. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your chest. Exhale through your belly. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through your belly. Inhale through your chest. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your chest. Exhale through your belly. Inhale through your belly. Inhale through your chest. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your chest. Exhale through your belly. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through your belly. Inhale through your chest. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your chest. Exhale through your belly. That's got to be around 6. Let me let Robin in. So, how's everybody doing with their breath work and your marmas? Good?
Yes, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Good. I know this has been a really busy week for a lot of people, kind of a stressful week with some new things going on in our life. And I'd just like to invite anyone who'd like to just kind of share and catch us up to what's happening, what's going on, any DT Deba Bawa moments, any moments of miracles, just whatever you'd like to share.
Carol, I just want to add one more to the marmas, which is the happy. I don't know what it's called though. It's the happy one. And you go aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. Do you know that one?
Not
Aham brahmasmi.
Aham Brahmasmi. Would you lead us in that?
Aham brahmasmi.
What are you doing
Aham
with your fingers?
brahmasmi.
Okay.
Aham brahmasmi. Aham brahmasmi. Aham brahmasmi. So this is your happy marma.
I like it.
Yes.
Excellent. You want to type that in the chat so everybody can see it as well as doing the motions for it. Welcome, Robin. Good to have you here.
Good to be here. I'm like, oh, I could eat a fast dinner and then get on the call for a little bit.
Yes, glad that you did. And for those of you who are in the path and who are interested, I'm doing a little Sanskrit mnemonics class at 8 o'clock. So anybody who wants
Oh,
to stay
really?
for that. Mhm.
Maybe that was one of the reasons I was supposed to definitely be on here, because I had decided, I am never going to remember these names unless I can have some like understanding of which things consistently mean the same thing. And so there you go. So 8
There you
o'clock,
go.
which time to which time?
We just did the first one and an hour wasn't enough. So I've set aside an hour and a half for this one.
But it's at 8 o'clock today Pacific?
45 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
No,
Will
that's
you
not
record?
45
Will you record it?
Yes. I will
Yeah,
record
I didn't plan for it today, so
it.
but next time
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're doing the 8 branches of Ayurveda and learning the Sanskrit words for each of those 8.
So will it be every Friday?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes, how the attendance is. But we had, I think, 4 people from Australia and 1 from New Zealand that's in the Path group. So I'm not sure how many will be on. But it just seems fair, to make this available to them as well as making it available to people in the US and Europe.
Sorry, when is
mean-
that, Carol?
Tonight at in about what is that, 40 minutes?
Yeah, right after this call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, it was another one that I was.
You should definitely put that out to the group, because I mean, for me anyway, I was starting to go through the assessment, realizing, oh, somebody said that we weren't going to get all the answers, and now it's gotten deleted off my computer. So I don't know what happened to it, but it was really occurring to me, just, I know that there's certain things that always mean the same thing. And I don't, with English, it's really weird, and you never know when something means the same thing or it doesn't mean the same thing. And so, so I was just this morning and yesterday dreaming up, maybe they should do that.
Yeah, when I first saw the assessment, I was like, oh my gosh, I only got 2 out of 10 right, and so I thought there's got to be a way to remember these. So I just kind of homed in on that one as an example of how to use creativity and mnemonics to remember some things, some words in Sanskrit. And so yeah,
Well,
that's coming up.
This makes me smile because today I had a Western doctor's appointment, and I was saying that I was having some memory issues about forgetting things. He said, learn a new language. So the best thing you could do is learn a new language. Oh my
I
God,
love that.
I had no idea. The idea might be Sanskrit.
Yes. And we were so lucky. It was like an answer to prayer. Kirti speaks Sanskrit. She studied 3 years in college and has really easy pronunciation. And so she recorded some of the words for me in Sanskrit. So we're so lucky to have that in our community. It's like whatever we need.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what time again is it, Carol?
It's on the hour.
After this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Carol, please share your PowerPoint of the mantras as well, please. If you have already shared, share it once. I have to catch up with all the WhatsApp.
I'll put it in, I think WhatsApp is probably the easiest. I'll put it out there. Yep, will do.
You have it also to be able to put it here in the chat, because I'm on my computer. See, I knew I wasn't supposed to just go and work. I was going to need the ability to take notes and stuff on my computer. And now I know I'm not even going back out to work outside, because I'm going to stay on for your class.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Let's see if I oh yeah, I don't want to take time trying to find that to put it here. It's a pretty big file because each of the mantras is an audio file. So it does take up a lot of space. It's not extremely user friendly, but it's a nice thing to have the recordings of the different mantras. I like that anyway. So what else is going on? Callie, you want to catch us up with what's going on in your world?
Well, just for today, I loved the European call today. Something just guided me. I don't know what it was. The source, it just guided me there. And that was extremely grounding. It's exactly what I needed. And I felt 100% better after that call. It was just very powerful. Lots of fantastic shares. I missed a lot of the breathing exercises by Kubert. But I look forward to reviewing that section and just reviewing it again because it was a strong spiritual call, really. And I love the wisdom of the elders. So that was really special, very special. So thank you.
Yeah, what she's talking about is the European call that we have on Friday afternoons that Marion started after being part of this group for a year while she was in Vietnam. She's really missed the connection. So she started a similar group that meets at 7 p.m. European time or UK time. And today Esther Francis sang a song that she wrote and played the piano, which was really special. So yeah, we just have stuff going on all over the place, all the different times, and it's a lot to keep up with. But what a joy and what an exciting time to be in the Ancient Secrets community.
Yes. Yeah.
It seems like it's exploding. I mean, I just found it in early December with a podcast by a woman named Hope Fitzgerald, and she had Dr. Clint on it. And I just connected with him right off the bat. And at the end of the call, it was like, how do we get in touch with you? You know, where are you in the world? And that just began this love affair. And then, of course, you know, the Ancient Secrets is just unbelievable. So I have to share something, a little faux pas. So I'm getting ready for the detox day tomorrow. And I just listened to the detox Zoom call support that was held today. I completely blitzed out on it, getting it on my calendar. No, it was on my calendar, just realizing, well, looking at my calendar. So as I was listening to the call, there was this question about whether or not I should take my remedies during the detox. And Dr. Pranav said, you know, ask your, you know, your Veda, you know, if you're supposed to. So I called, I mean, I had this thing, I called him. It was 6 a.m. in India. I mean, first of all, I wasn't quite sure where I was calling, but, you know, then India. And it was like, oh my God. So I kind of, you know, I took him at his word, and then I didn't even have a clue about the time difference or even think about what that would be. So it was kind of like sticking my foot in my mouth. And,
did you get the answer that you needed?
I got the answer. He said, don't take those remedies during the detox day. Okay. And, but I think it just, you know, would be handy to know, you know, that they put their time difference on their little message out to all of us. But I was just a little chagrined and said, roll back over. I didn't say that, but you know.
I think Dr. Hamong says he gets up at 4:30 every morning, and you know, so yeah, they're hard workers. They're still going late at night, and they're there early in the morning. So
wow,
we're so lucky to have that kind of support.
I have to say, though, that the energy that one gets when you start detoxing or start applying the diet and lifestyle, and, you know, when you start to incorporate a lot of the remedies in your life, your energy is going to increase a lot. So I have tons of energy all day long now, like I didn't have before. Well, I don't have a flat spot, you know, so that's really a great benefit.
So were you part of the Jackery conversation that we were having online?
Yeah, I love Jaggery, but actually Jayna reminded me, or I heard from what she said, that you have to be careful of intestinal worms. And I was taking a little too much of it, and I got a lot of intestinal worms, but checking the benefits of jaggery, it is incredible. But I've also been told that the older it is, the better, but I don't know how to determine what's old and what's not.
Yeah.
I do prefer the dark one though. If I can get the
Jayna,
dark
did you
one,
want
I
to
love.
comment on that?
It was a question in the chat during one of the calls, and so I Googled it, and they had said I thought it created worms, and so we did Google it, Dr. Google, and found it. So anyway, yeah, so I have to be careful because I'm not diabetic and I'm not pre-diabetic, but I have insulin resistance. So I tend to.
That's what I have too.
Yeah. So just lean just a little bit on the light side for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it a little too much.
Sounds like me.
Yes. And I'm finding maple syrup is also a good substitute for me. But I'm not having any sugar cravings at all. And that is a miracle. That's a miracle.
That is excellent.
Yes, really.
And I did put 2 scientific studies about the bacteria relation to.
Yes. So I sent that right away because I have a friend who's a manic depressive and he loves white flour. He loves sugar, says that vegetarian life is too much work, the prepping of vegetables and things like that. But I said, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay as a manic depressive, go right ahead. It's up to you.
Now, depending on the reasons for the manic depressive, sometimes it's that people are not getting enough of the right kind of fats, and that can be really difficult for certain people to get the right kind of fats to make their hormones and their neurotransmitters on a purely vegetarian diet. So it might, he might be right. He's just eating the wrong kinds of not clean, fed all kinds of hormones and garbage and stuff. So
like Master Jivaka says, we're all different. Poison for one is medicine for another, and vice versa. So that's one of the main things about Siddha Veda is you don't have cookie cutter medicine. You don't have one treatment is right for everyone. What you have is an individual story of someone and how it affected them, and then the different stories based on how things affected someone. So Maurette, would you like to share something with the group? Introduce yourself. Let us know how you found this space and what's going on in your life.
I feel a bit shy, but yeah, I'm from the Netherlands and I'm living now in Australia, but I'm planning to go back to the Netherlands. Maybe like in 2 months or something, after 3 years being from home.
Wow.
I started in Sri Lanka and Nepal, and now I'm in Australia for like over 2 years.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to share actually.
How did you find
the ancient secrets?
Yeah.
Well, through a friend of mine, because a friend of mine, she's building up her own business, and she had some contacts with Anshu, which is who's working in the Netherlands within Ancient Secrets. So I was actually planning before COVID to go to India already, but then that plan didn't continue, obviously. So yeah, now 2 years later, it came again on my path, and I couldn't kind of ignore it anymore.
Have you been able to find the book in Dutch?
Yeah, like it is in Dutch, but I just, because I'm still in Australia, so I ordered it just in English, and also because English is now kind of my second language, so it's fine to do it in English.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you found your way here. So we have a pretty good group too in the Netherlands, so that's another support area, and When you get there, you can join on it'll be 7 o'clock on Fridays, Friday evenings for the Netherlands. So you'll still have a group for support if you'd like. Continue to learn some of the ancient secrets or marmas and breathing and Aditi Dababawa. Does everybody know Aditi Dababawa?
Yeah, I like to share mine.
Please.
I was supposed, my flight here was, okay, I was supposed to arrive on Tuesday. I had no problems. Everything went so smoothly. I was thinking, wow, this is really great, It's just like the universe just opened its way for me. Then my two children from overseas were supposed to land end of the month on the 29th. Then my son got COVID. So everybody's plans went away. It's funny, I thought I would be sad, angry, or something that, it didn't go the way because I haven't seen my two older children for 2 years now. But somehow I said, okay, let's take it. I just didn't feel angry or sad or anything because the kids said, oh, we'll make it in April. I said, okay, maybe there's a reason why you shouldn't have come. And so, yeah, so I'm looking forward. So it's after my India trip, they'll be coming back. Yeah.
So no wasted energy fighting something you couldn't
It's
control.
amazing, it's like I didn't feel angry or sad or anything. I was like disappointed for a minute. I said, okay, maybe it's the reason for it.
How about you, Aparna? You have any DT Devabawas recently?
Yeah, running after time. And always feeling like, especially January, February, March, April are very busy at work. So somehow I need to learn, like whole day you keep thinking how to detach from thinking. Probably what Sharmini was saying, save energy, something for me to do. Thank you for reminding that.
Thing is, I usually am, whenever I go away and come back, the house in mess, I really go berserk, because things are not in their place. But somehow this time when I came back, okay, I just let it be, and if things need to be cleaned, okay, I just clean it without making a zip, a noise, or even a yelling. I was thinking, oh my, this is like a new me.
I love it.
Wow, great accomplishment, Sharmini. Knew you.
It's true. It's like I would have flown off the handle, if things weren't in their place. But it's just I've been so calm for the whole thing. I just went about cleaning each room by myself. I'll do it. If my husband doesn't help me, I don't care. I'll just do the best. Yeah.
Excellent.
So should we do this then 6 times?
Yes, definitely both of you. Well done. Good job. Excellent. Yay. Everybody's doing well.
So I had an interesting one 2 nights ago while I was in bed, and I started to hear noises in my room, like there's a mouse. I'm like, no. And I was debating, do I tell my dad and have him set a trap, or do I not tell my dad and, do this thing of learning how to talk to the animals? And I don't want to, I don't want to have to worry about it. And sometimes it would be really close, like it could jump on the bed if it was actually right there. And I'm like, so I'm all night, I didn't sleep because I would hear these noises in different parts of my room. And then in Toastmasters, so I didn't wind up telling my dad. In Toastmasters, my one of my the guys in the club, he is really, really into the C.S. Lewis, that whole series, Narnia. He's really, really into everything Narnia. And so he's creating some kind of, I don't know what those NTF, whatever, like digital investment things or whatever, but he comes on and he's got this screen full of mice in different outfits on his background for his Zoom. And he's creating that this whole tribe of mice come out of Narnia in order to take care of all of the ills in the world. And so I was like, oh, maybe that's why I was hearing little mice sounds in my room. And I wound up, you know, cleaning up after myself and moving things that mice might get to. And last night I was able to sleep without any noises. But I thought that was really interesting to teach me to not go for my first choice and see what comes out of it and be lighthearted about it.
Yeah. I did that, I guess it was a year and a half ago. I had a big rat come right on the back porch where I was sitting. I videoed the whole thing. And it first was kind of going towards water, and it stopped and it saw me, and it came a little bit closer, but it wasn't like aggressive, but it was just looking at me, you know, and I looked at it and it looked at me, and I was like, wow, I don't know what to do. Cause you know, probably 6 months ago, I'd have whacked it with a broom and told it to get, you know, get out of my house or something. But I just kind of, you know, said, there's a lot of space aside my porch that you can go. There's 1,000 acres that way, 600 acres that way. You can go along now and you can live. But it's a whole different way of being when you think, you know, there's life force in everything, you know. And I've been dealing with snakes. Those you know me, I've been having a real issue with snakes on my farm, and some of them are rattlesnakes that are deadly. I have a 6-foot long coach whip snake that he's been seen 4 times in the past probably 5 months, and he telescopes up about that far from the ground with his head, and he's harmless, and he does eat rats, but he causes me to hurt myself when I see him, and I'm not expecting him, you know, because he's such a big snake. But yeah, those are the things you run into when you live in the country, I guess, you know.
You know,
One of these days you'll learn to take the pulse of a rattlesnake.
That's a good goal. That's a really good goal. I did have a conversation with a vulture this morning. There was one on my roof, and then I was surprised when I came out of the barn. The vulture was on the ground with his legs underneath him in a nesting position, right on the ground. So I just stopped and had a little chat, you know, and said, well, what's it going here? Are you not going to build a nest there, are you? That doesn't look like a very safe place. And, you know, we just had a little conversation. But yeah, black vultures, I used to swack my broom at them and yell at them, and the dog would bark at them. And now they're just part of the crew with the snakes and the rats and the lizards, trying to live a harmonious life. So it's definitely a different way to live.
I think
You're amazing.
You know, one thing with the ancient secrets, you just have a calmer sense of yourself. It's like I had a rat in my mom's place. He always comes and shits the hell. So, okay, you want to do that? I just wash the area away. Now that I'm not there, hopefully he doesn't come because he knows I'm not there. But my poor birds are going to miss my food because I used to have so many different kinds of birds come for the food, and I put it out from crows to sparrows to whatever. Yeah, I'll have to start a new feeding session to hear.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like you just become so much calmer with yourself.
It's true.
And
forgiving,
like
right? You're just
yeah,
kinder to yourself.
And if anything bothers you, just chill it out.
Yeah. I think the self-love is one of the greatest secrets in all of this. It's so easier to give to others. You know, if you're a guest in my house, I'm going to feed you well. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to make sure you have nutritious, delicious things. And if it's just me, not so much. Maybe I'll just, you know, have an avocado for dinner and call that dinner. It's not, you know, it's not the way we should treat ourselves. I'm not very kind to myself sometimes because I'm tired or busy or something, you know.
Yeah, because I found that with my journey with Danny, you know, because I did a couple of calls with her. So it's like from there, I learned to love myself and open myself more. And so a lot of things have come good from there.
Oh, sure. So Denny Dalkin is who Charmaine is talking about. She was in our 100-day course, and brilliant lady in her 80s who shared incredible wisdom. And a lot of us had one-on-one sessions with her. And a lot of those sessions are coming out in a book called The Power of Love, I believe is the name of it. And I got
Is the name Love is the Only Truth? Is that the name?
Love is the Only Truth.
Is that the name I'm asking?
Charmaine, do you remember? You remember? You're muted. I think Love is the Only Truth. That sounds right. Or
yeah, it's Love is the Only Truth.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. So,
And she recently passed, isn't it? Did she?
Yeah, she did. She passed away, and the book is still in progress. And she had such an incredible life. She was raised in an orphanage and was horrifically abused as a child and had a lot of physical damages from that abuse. And she forgave it all. She was just incredible in her ability to move above, the horrible things that were done to her. So she had a lot of sessions with us, and a lot of them were recorded and transcribed in our part of the book. And it's really amazing. And
now, do you think they'll do another 100-day? I hear it referred to so many times. I'm not quite sure I'm ready to step into the certification program, but the 100-day sounds like it was very compelling.
It was. So yes, we have the 100 days is just started last Wednesday. So it's, if you wanted to jump in on the 100 days, those are alternating. I believe it's Cornelia, if you're hearing me for the times, I believe it's I want to say 8 p.m. Eastern.
It's actually moving so that people around the world can take advantage.
It alternates every week.
It was yesterday or Wednesday. It's always Wednesdays. Cornelia, when is the 100-day course classes?
It's on in the evening when we are doing it. It's at 9 o'clock Eastern time, which is 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
And then we are alternating the following week. We are doing it then. So Europe is actually at a good time in the evening. So we are doing it at 10 o'clock Pacific time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern, and 7 o'clock. I think that's correct, or is it 11? Maybe I need to check, but it's definitely, I'm just confused now myself. If you have so many calls, then you sometimes forget. Let me just check in my calendar.
And can one still sign in, Cornelia?
Yeah, you're not too late because it's self-paced anyway. And we are going from week to week. We have the different topics for the weeks. But even if you are kind of a little bit behind, it doesn't really matter because we are sharing some information, but it's also then about sharing the experiences that everyone has. So you can, and particularly at the beginning, you can easily catch up.
Is it 1 hour? Is it 1 hour?
The calls are normally about 1.5 hours.
Okay.
Depending, if the first one was about 1 hour 45 minutes, it just depends on how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still join, but because right now we do have a bigger group, and but in general, to be said, you can also just go through the course on your own if you want to. But right now, as we are hosting these calls, then it would be more like a group experience, which would be nice.
Yeah. I have to look at my calendar.
I'd also like to say that the 100-day course has recordings of Denny and Jill, right? So, I mean, and those are so powerful. So that's just extra calls. So you get to meet her, and the wisdom that comes from her is just straight from source. It's just divine.
He's right here.
It's a powerful presence. There's no doubt about it. She was really quick to point out how loud my ego was. Because I was saying, that, I just retired and I was a systems analyst and did data analytics. I'm a project manager and I have good skills that I'm bringing to the thing. She goes, well, so nice to hear from you and your ego.
So that must have calmed your ego down a lot, or the ancient secrets in the mung bean soup did, because I haven't seen that from you.
Yeah, I listened. I paid really close attention. Yeah, a lot of pitta coming out and all of that leadership and so yeah. I worked really hard to get those degrees, those certifications, and be a success.
It's really funny because I did 4 years of college at Santa Cruz and I was aiming for a 5-year double major, but then I moved and I didn't finish. And so as Dr. Mang was describing how we would go through the assessments and how you turn it in and you get 3 chances to change it and do it right, it hit me, oh, this is like a real certification and I'm going to have a degree after. It hit me like, oh my God, this is a real thing.
Yep. It's interesting how, we think we have our path. I was in a PhD program for naturopathy. I was going to practice. I had someone who was going to make me their intern in New Mexico. His mom had the largest herbal shop in all of New Mexico, and I'm going to be able to learn Chinese medicine and naturopathy, and this is what I'm going to do. And the school went bankrupt after I prepaid for my degree. 37 years they'd been in business.
Wow.
And they went bankrupt. So, and then I got another high-tech thing, and I kind of abandoned all the natural health stuff for many years. So you just never know. But Spirit said to me once when I was flying and complaining, why is it I have to be all over the world? Why can't I just stay in my own bed? Why do I have to do all of this? And the message was pretty clear. You can be used anywhere and everywhere you are if your heart's right. Doesn't matter how you pay your bills. What matters is how your heart is. So I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention. So, Jayna? You were just about to say something.
I was just thinking how profound that is. Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter where you are. It's how your heart is. So Kelly, I have to agree with you. This afternoon's call was just really amazing. It was a very incredible energy and, very humbling. It's just I have a confession to make. I have not started the mung bean challenge. I had my niece, they flew in she came in from out of town. So I was really going, I stayed to a vegetarian diet, but we did do a little bit of ice cream and a little bit of chocolate. And then the last couple of weeks, I have been dealing with some things with my business that have been extremely stressful for me. And I have been out of alignment completely. I have not been myself. And I was stressed on Monday when it came time for me to do the detox. I just felt like I was in deprivation. I'm failing. I should have started yesterday. I haven't even looked at the program. I haven't even looked at the 3-year program, and I've got all of this that I've got to get done. And I just fell apart. And I messaged Dr. Ranak, and he was so kind. And he's like, Jayna, you're fine. I've already done the detox twice before. And so, but I have some weight to lose and things. So we're just working on that. But he says, you're doing really good. He says, you take care of yourself. And I was carrying that guilt, with me. And Cornelia, she was so great yesterday. I fell apart on her yesterday, and she's like, you're taking good care of yourself, and that's all that matters. And it's like, so I'm sorry I have not been active in the chat. But I am impressed with you guys and the way that you guys are stepping up and being able to support each other. And it's so fun to see the excitement and the passion in the chat for the mung bean soup group. And it's exciting. to hear, it was great to hear Rita. You know, she's so jumped in with both feet. It's so fun to watch. And the comments that have been coming privately and even on the calls have been, this group is so loving. Thank you for the support. So you guys are doing it. You guys are creating it. You know, I'm so grateful for Ai Shakti and being able to step in, and Cornelia did everything. She sent all the emails and got everybody taken care of, and she keeps everybody up on the recordings, on the replays and things. So she's been amazing. And of course, Carol's always amazing with all the things that she does with all the other chats and things. So, but today was really, for me, during that European call, was very healing for me. I have felt much more grounded and just trusting, you know. So for those of you who are not there on the call, basically we were talking about chapter 2 in this book, and Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And in chapter 2, it talks about Dr. Clint meeting Dr. Naram because of Wisdom of the World, which is, you know, now his and Gary's company. But Wisdom of the World back then, they were working with helping people who, through the holidays, to prevent suicide, or, you know, working with suicide victims. And so it's a hard topic. And so we were talking, you know, after we had this beautiful review from Miriam, we were talking about some of the challenges. She posed a question about, you know, what are some of the challenges in your life that have brought you the greatest reward? And she was referring to the statement that, you know, Dr. Clint says often, and I probably cannot find it because my book is so marked up. I have so many paper clips and everything, but it's, and help me if you guys can. It's about adversity. To whatever degree, of course, when I need it, I can't think of it.
Obstacle has
It's page 29.
Kelly, do you want to read it? Well,
Page
you've got
29.
it. Do you want to read it?
Sure. Every adversity, every difficult situation. Every adversity, every difficult situation or heartbreak has within it the seeds of equal or greater benefit. And that comes from Baba Ramdas, which is Dr. Naram's master.
Thank you, Kelly. So we were talking about, and you can be thinking for yourself, you know, what are some of the things that have happened in your life that it's like, I'm so grateful for that, you know. And, you know, Carol had mentioned it earlier where Denny had been grateful for, sorry, it's so cold in my house tonight. It's going to be really cold, so I'm going to bundle up. But where she was really grateful for the things that happened. She was able to forgive the things that happened to her, but she recognized that the things that happened to her helped carve her into the person who she was today, you know, today when she, you know, when she was alive. And I have to agree, you know, the trauma that I experienced in my life has absolutely molded me into the person who I am. Some of the challenges that I've been facing have been, you know, as a result of some of the things that I've been through, and I'm shaking them out. But the whole key to being able to get through this, through the challenges, is the Aditi Devo Bhawa concept. And the Aditi Devo Bhawa is to be able to meet this, whatever obstacle or challenge, as if it's the unexpected guest, as if it's the divine. And so looking at everything as, you know, how is this benefiting us? And as we were talking, Roma Rishi was mentioning, you know, he gave a story of his greatest challenge, you know, where, you know, they were of little money, but they decided to travel the world. And so all of the you know, the things that they experienced. But his key to being able to get through some of those times was to trust and surrender. So, you know, when you are greeted by the unexpected guest, it's sometimes so difficult. It's so, your mind can lock on it. And what the conversation was is that you trust, and Anne said something. Oh yeah, I remember. You trust, you surrender it so that you're not locked on it, and then you allow yourself to receive. And it was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if anybody, what are some of your thoughts that are coming up as I'm talking about this? Anybody have any thoughts that they'd like to share? Robin.
So I know that, you know, my mom's greatest health challenge wound up setting us on a course of healing and spirituality and everything that just completely transformed everything. So she became chemically sensitive, where she was allergic to everything. And suddenly she could not eat a single thing out of my dad's family grocery store because nothing was organic. And we had to, you know, change everything about eating within the family household. And then we also, because chemical sensitivity, she found, you know, like more people commit suicide from than any other disease, because you're allergic to everything and everybody. And so she asked, why did I get this disease that more people commit suicide from? And that's how she found, somebody sent her Rampha's Live of Salt tape. So we got on the spiritual, in addition to the organic food on the 4-day rotation diet. And because of that, we learned that every physical illness has an emotional root. And so that really has been this profound impact for me to always, if you have a physical health issue, also look for the emotional root behind it. And so I was so happy on the first day of the 3-year certification when Dr. Smita explained what made Siddha Veda lineage different, was because you would be able to, from the pulse, read what's going on with the organs and be able to address that. But unlike other Ayurveda, we also learn from the pulse how to tell what is behind what's going on in the organs. So the, you know, the emotional cause, any of the old stuff, even genetically and inherited from your parents and your grandparents, you can read that all in the pulse. I'm like, oh, that's why I've never been interested in Ayurveda, but I was supposed to come to this, because it's totally in line with that. I know that you have to clear everything out for real long-term health. And so it's, you know, my mom's struggles way back then have been guiding me on these paths. And when I found the ancient secrets, it felt like it fell right in line with the next stage of learning for me.
I couldn't understand why it was such a passion for you. Now I understand. So thank you for sharing that. It's huge, you know. Yeah, it is huge.
Callie,
Callie,
time went so quickly. We are at the hour. And I'm so grateful that you guys came. And if you're here for the 8 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and take a really quick bio break. But again, thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for opening your hearts. And I'd like all of us to put our hands together and send love to all of those who couldn't be here because they're not feeling well. Anybody who needs a little extra love. So let's send out that love and get some right back to ourselves too. Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar.